800-348-1007. Rob Reiner going to be back on the show in a couple of weeks. I talked to him back around Thanksgiving. It was around the time of the Kennedy assassination because he had done kind of an in-depth podcast on the Kennedy assassination, he and Soledad O'Brien. So talked to them back in November, and he's got a new project wants to come on and talk about. So I was catching up with him, so that'll be in the next couple of weeks. If you want to send a text in here, 35192 to do that. If you listen on iHeartRadio, you can do it from anywhere throughout North America. Tell me where you do it so that I know where you are, and I can put you on our map. I always like to hear from people. Some people are kind enough to keep me in the loop when they're relocating. Chad is in Erie, Pennsylvania. Amanda's up in Goldsboro, North Carolina. I guess that would be down in North Carolina. I had Tim in Metz, France. I wonder if he's still there. He was an early bureau chief. Would watch the live stream. What, is that you?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just trying to see if this syncs up.
Yeah, okay.
Can you...
We will return to our regularly scheduled program momentarily. Please stay tuned.
There I am.
All right. Okay, let's see how that goes.
Let's see how that goes.
We expect to resume normal broadcasting shortly.
Yeah. Your Cleveland Cavaliers are at home again tonight. They're going to play the Detroit Pistons, and boy, I can't wait to see what happens. Pistons have gotten themselves all the way up to 6 wins this season. They are 6-40. They are a truly terrible team. But, again, I have a lot of love for Detroit. So we'll see what happens tonight. 7 o'clock is the tip-off at the Romo Fijo. Your pregame coverage gets going as soon as we roll out at 6:30 tonight. And starting tomorrow, you'll have a brand new promo code to use if you want to get yourself some appropriate gear at CLE Clothing Company. All through the month of February, you'll be able to use the promo code Pierogi. It is Cleveland Pierogi Week this week, so that will encompass the first couple of days of February. But Pierogi is the word you're going to want to use. No matter how many times you want to use it in February, you'll get 20% off by doing that. There's a great, if you were to leave Cleveland and go due north, you went across the lake, you went into Canada, just hard, straight due north, you'd eventually hit the town of Timmins, Ontario. It's about a 7-hour car ride from Toronto. And the photo of one of their restaurants went viral because of the typo on the sign. This is a Pizza Hut location in Timmins, Ontario. Like I said, from here, it's way up there. And they typed up and printed out a sign that they were going to be closed. And they put it on the door. The dining room would be closed this evening. Sorry for the inconvenience. Open for takeout and delivery only. Now, I didn't even realize that Pizza Hut still had dining rooms. Maybe that's still a Canadian thing. I think by and large, Pizza Huts have really scaled down here in the States. Where it used to be, when we were kids, you'd go into a Pizza Hut and you'd sit down, maybe,
Oh, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I turned it off because I was listening to the live stream. Sorry. But Pizza Hut was the best. Going in for, the buffet when you were a kid, or just, getting the pop, the Pepsi in those glasses, those red glasses.
Red plastic tumblers.
Oh, it was the best.
Anyway, the reason that this picture went viral is because the very top line about the dining room being closed says, due to unforeseen circumcisions, the dining room will be closed. Yeah. Instead of circumstances. Now, usually inconvenience is the word that people will misspell on these kinds of signs. They nailed inconvenience, tripped up from the jump due to unforeseen circumcisions. Now, maybe we're assuming that's a typo. Everybody's laughing. Ha, ha, ha. These dummies. But what if it's not a typo? They've heard nothing from the people inside this Timmins, Ontario Pizza Hut location. Maybe there were unforeseen circumcisions. That's Poundcake's favorite kind of restaurant.
Yep.
He doesn't care if they're unforeseen as not, as long as they're being done. That's all he's concerned with. So maybe they have a moil on premises. I don't know. But the person who posted the photo got about 60,000 retweets on it due to unforeseen circumcisions up there in Timmins, Ontario.
I think that autocorrect be screwing people over.
See, I don't understand that. How are all of these things that are designed to make people look smart,
Because
whether it's Grammarly or whether it's autocorrect, how are people still screwing things up?
Because it's fast, and if you're not, I'm not gonna say if you're not paying attention, because you're typing a text, you should be paying attention. But sometimes it changes it. Like if your phone lags just the slightest bit, you're on to the next word, and it will change it, and you won't realize it. And a lot of people, I don't think people proofread their text messages unless they're like sending it to someone really important. But I send stuff all the time where I'm like, I didn't mean to say that. Like, that's a different word. That's a different noun. That's a different everything. I'm like, ugh. And people are thinking like,
I guess I think of it more, you're talking about texting, but I'm thinking of it more in terms of like people writing papers or writing signs.
yeah, that I don't understand, because you should
Writing a sign, I feel like you got to go, let's make sure all the words are right. But you know what? If you want to get people back into that Pizza Hut, you go viral by using a sign that says closed because of unforeseen circumcisions. And then all of a sudden people are like, I didn't even know that Pizza Hut still had a dining room.
Well,
we should go back there.
These guys are smart because they leaned into it. After the photo went viral, they posted another sign that said, in light of recent circumstances, all in caps, we're giving you $5 meat lovers, medium Canadian, whatever the hell that is. Yeah. And it says, no tip required.
Hey.
I just want to get right to it.
You
That's
poke
all.
fun at yourself, and then everybody loves you. But they did blame autocorrect. Speaking of texting, though, you know, I'm always trying to stay at the forefront of how people are using technology. And it came to my attention that it makes you look old. Now, I have 2 older kids, and I text them all the time. And I have evolved my texting to where long time ago when I started texting, I was very precise with my texting. Remember, Erica used to give me a hard time because I have very succinct responses, right?
Like, okay.
Okay, right. Well, listen, all people need is an acknowledgement sometimes. But it's also come to my attention that it makes you look old if you, in your texts, use any capital letters, any uppercase letters, and any punctuation. So when I've started recently texting my kids, I do it in all lowercase. Now, they probably don't care, and they probably don't even notice. But again, just for me, I like to stay I like to stay where the level is when it comes to modern communications.
That's typing like an influencer. For whatever reason, people like to stylize the way they write. I think it started with like Ariana Grande, but she writes everything in lowercase. So whenever one of these Instagram influencers are on Instagram posting a picture, underneath it, it just say flawless, and it's just flawless in not even really like cursive, but just like a weird font, and then it's all lowercase. So I'm like, oh, so it's just stylistic. That's a stylistic approach.
Well, that sounds but you're talking about different fonts.
No, I'm saying, but they're still lowercase. Like sometimes it'll just be, a smaller font, but it still be lowercase. And I don't even know how to. Again, I don't care enough to change my font on Instagram. I don't even know how to do that. I don't know how those people do that.
You cut and paste. It's usually how it gets done.
Okay.
Or copy and paste, rather. But, yeah, I mean, it's, and I don't know if it's any easier, but I, little by little, like I pulled out my punctuation a while ago, and now I'm doing lowercase. And, again, I don't think anybody mentions it.
I use punctuation and stuff in my texts for the most part, but, sometimes it messes up, and I don't worry about it.
I did drop the question mark. That is the easiest one to drop because people know if you're texting them a question. So I'll take some people's advice I've taken, other people's I haven't. But the dropping of the question mark, somebody knows if that's an interrogative that you're texting them. You don't necessarily need that punctuation. I do it just because I'm a nerd, but I little by little, I'm evolving. So I've dropped and it's nothing that anybody's pointed out to me directly. It's just things that I'm learning by osmosis. And so, because I have to keep a leg on either side because I have my daughter will be 8 in a week or so. So I have an 8-year-old, and then I have a 19-year-old and a 23-year-old. So I really got to kind of keep my head in the slipstream, as it were.
I told you on Instagram, but that picture you posted of you at 21, your son is your twin. He looks just like you.
Oh, the 21-year-old me?
Dude, that bums me out.
I didn't
so
notice
much,
that.
that trend, because I realized I have 0 pictures of me from age 18 to 22.
I really don't either.
I don't have any.
Because back then we had to have a camera, and we
Right.
weren't walking around with cameras. You know what I mean?
You had to have a camera, but like I had a few pictures at some point, but I have no idea where they are. They're long gone. I don't think I have them digitized anywhere. So there's like the entire year of my 21-year-old year. I don't think there's a single picture of me that exists. That's crazy.
I wonder why that is.
Well, because I was in the Philippines and I wasn't taking a lot of pictures there. And then
Were you not allowed to? I would think
no,
for
you're
anybody.
allowed to, but you like it was.
But you're in another country.
We
I
did-
think you would want to document a lot of that.
But I did take a lot of pictures, but then I didn't get the film developed, or what I did develop. I don't know where any of it is because it's 20 years ago now. So it's in a box probably somewhere.
In your parents' basement, maybe?
Probably in their storage unit. They got a storage unit that's got a bunch of stuff in it. So but I don't know where any of it is.
Do they have a bin that's just labeled excommunicado, and it's got like all
Yeah.
all of your vestments and things?
It's
from
under cement like John
Wick. Let's hope there's no emergency and they have to break that out. Is your
This
mom?
is what I have to break it out for. I have to break through the cement. I gotta share my story.
Mom, Dad, where's that? Where's it? Remember when I got kicked out of the Mormons?
Yeah.
Where's my thing? It's in the.
Oh, they
you gotta
remember.
get
Well,
underneath
and that's
the-
also part of it is it's not like those are memories they cherish now, so
Right.
they don't care about. They don't want to see any of that stuff because it depresses them for a different reason.
Let me give you this money. It is $1,000 as promised. About 30 past every hour, you get a crack at a grand. Just had a winner from Parma the other day during the show. So I hope you're the next one. Good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard Bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Grand. That's grand. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
Any chance out of sheer curiosity your mom will watch the new Hulu reality series, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
I highly doubt it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Should get her hip to that. That might be something she'd quietly be interested in. I can't imagine your mom goes for too much that's like salacious, but this probably isn't going to be that. Oh, I'm sorry. Mormon women who are swingers. I should have read further down. I thought it was just going to be like a straight ahead. I guess that's where the secret part comes in.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, I don't
secret
think,
lives of Mormon wives, like
Listen, she might watch it. I'm not gonna be like, hey, Mom, you gonna watch this swingers Mormon show?
swingers. Yeah.
She'd be like, I don't want to be featured on it. I mean, what?
Boy, religion's great.
It's so.
You can just make it whatever you want. Yeah, we're Mormons, but we're wives. We're also swingers.
Yeah. Yeah, we believe all this stuff, but we're gonna completely contradict it.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
When I'm not tithing, I'm lying on a greased up mattress.
I have people. One of my jokes about Mormon baptism is getting a lot of attention right now, and all these Mormons are chiming in, and they're like, "Well, can you not talk about Catholics? How come they baptize babies?" I'm like, "Well, that's a different joke. It's go watch it here." But
They're all silly.
They're all silly, and they're just so like the somersaults they're doing to try and justify what they do, all the dogmatic rituals, is just mind numbing.
Well, that's the difficulty in taking something that's thousands of years old and pretending it's relevant in the 21st century. You've got to bend and fold and, Hulu's already got a show called Mormon No More, which was the journey of a married Mormon mom who discovers that she's gay and in love with another Mormon mom. Mormon No More. That's a mouthful there, as I'm sure the two of them are.
Well, the good thing for them is their underwear is not going to change that much. If they're lesbians, they're still going to wear very long underwear.
Right down to the knee.
Mm-hmm.
Messages, people send them all the time. You can do it a variety of ways. You can always email me at alancoxshow.com. You can text. You can drop them on the iHeartRadio app and talkback button there, or you can leave them on the voicemail as well.
Gonna Gooning is the opposite of edging.
Oh yeah. We got so many messages about the gooning call yesterday, talking about edging. Gooning is the opposite.
Gooning is the opposite of edging. If you're gooning, you know your life is out of control. Gooning is a very sad thing to do.
Yeah, not the opposite maybe, but if you're, what did he say yesterday? He said not all edging is gooning, but all gooning is edging, or not all something.
Gooning, not all gooning is that. Hey, I don't remember.
Not all edging is gooning, but all gooning is edging.
There you go.
It's a banger. Gooning is the opposite of it. Thank you for that message. Got to take a break. If you want to send a text for anything, 35192, AlanCoxShow.com, the aforementioned. And we'll be back after these.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app. Rover's Morning Glory.
I've gained 5 pounds eating all the candy my wife bought for my father-in-law while we work on this remodel.
Is he just eating those snacks as he's doing the work, or does he actually take a break, gorge for a little bit, then go back to work?
I don't know when